My name is Rachel Burke and I've been working as a primary school teacher for 4 years since graduating from Mary Immaculate College in Limerick. And since I left college, I have been working in a senior school which caters for children from 3rd class to 6th class. So I suppose a lot of the intercultural and development education that I would carry out would be targeted towards senior classes. In attempting to challenge the children's perspectives on global inequality as well as prejudices and stereotypes they might have, I often use photographs. I find that photographs are a really engaging and inclusive way of involving children in open-ended discussion that is often child-led. I also think it's really important to open up discussion with the children about how photographs can often mislead or tell partial truths. So I suppose in a world where children can be so easily manipulated and misled online and on social media, it's important for them to kind of recognise authenticity and take a critical perspective on photographs and what they come across themselves in everyday life and in the media and social media in particular. So when they're looking at a photograph, to get them kind of thinking, who benefits from this photograph? Is there anybody who suffers as a result of this photograph? Does this photograph promote any kind of stereotypes or prejudices? And to kind of think of all the different ways that a photograph might be interpreted, so that when they come across photographs themselves, they're not just thinking one thing, that they can take different perspectives and they can be critical about it. So, for example, I might show the children this photograph and ask them to describe the photograph, to think about where it might be. Do they think it could be a street in Dublin? Why do they think that? Why do they think it might not be that? Do they like the photograph? What's the overall meaning of the photograph? What's the theme? And just kind of generate discussion about the photograph. And then I would reveal that the photograph was taken by Matt Sands. So a colleague of mine, I would say, Mr. Sands took this photograph in Japan, and then I would get them to look at the photograph and kind of think, what clues are in the photograph to make you think that it is Japan? What clues are in the photograph? Is there anything in the photograph that makes you think it's particularly Japanese, Asian, and kind of open up discussion about that. And refer back to what we spoke about before we knew who took the photograph and where it was. So in the same way that it's important for you to teach the children about authenticity and responsible use of imaging, it's also really important that you as the teacher are responsible with your use of imaging. So when you do supply a photograph, that you also supply the source of the image with the person who has taken the photograph. And captions are also really good in this regard, because captions enable the person who has taken the photo to portray the image in the way that they intended, so that it can't be taken out of context or interpreted in a different way. So I suppose responsible imaging, including the source and including a caption where possible. And you can refer to the DOCA's Code of Conduct. They've loads of tips on how to engage in responsible imaging, as well as loads of cool photos on developmenteducation.ie.